Hello, 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 everyone. It's Beverly with Custom Created Handmade Crafts. Happy Monday. Hope that you all had a fabulous weekend. I am mixing up some resin. Why? Because as I advised last week, we are going to be doing some game boards. Yay! I am going to be starting out with the large tic-tac-toe mold from Let's Resin. And this one doesn't tell me how much resin I'll need, so I am just mixing up 6 ounces right now. And if you would like to stay tuned to see what I do, get yourself a drink, get comfy, and we'll be back shortly. Guys, we are back, and I have my resin mixed up. Today I'm using the Tea Expert crystal clear resin. I have it in the gallon jugs. It is this, if you would like to know what it is. I get the half gallon, so it's the complete gallon kit. And I've been getting a really good deal on this through Amazon lately. So that's the reason I got it. But I'm loving this resin. It degasses beautifully. It is a medium viscosity. It is definitely something that I am enjoying working with. I love Istoyo resin, and the two are similar. So that I think that may be why I like it so much. So what else are we going to use today? We are going to be using some purple mica powder and some purple heart Baltic Day resin pigment paste. I will be using my white HTV Runt pigment paste. Whoopsie, dropping my powder. And then I found these purple holographic butterflies on Amazon. So we'll be using those. And I went to Glitter Hippo and they had the holographic purple hearts. So I will be using those because they are very similar in color. So what I think I want to do is drop down some of the hearts and some of the butterflies into the mold. Okay. And I'm just gonna randomly place them. They're gonna fall where they fall, unless it's a big bunch of them. I don't want a whole big bunch of them in one big spot, you know? And then I'll do the same with the butterflies. Just take out and randomly place. And I mixed up 6 ounces of my resin. I know that's not enough. I'm sure it's not to do the mold and the X's and O's. So, but I wanted to see where I was at with that 6 ounces. Get in that mold. Some want to sit on top, but that's okay. Okay, so just got my heart scattered. And now I'm going to do the butterflies. How are you guys doing today? I hope that you are doing well. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. All right. Anybody do anything fun for the weekend? It's pretty cool how these two match, and they came from different companies. They match really well. And of course, everything that I use will be in the links down below in the description box. I should say in the links. There I go talking again. The links to everything will be in the description box. There we go. That's much better, Beverly. And I am doing more of the butterflies because the symbol for lupus awareness is the purple butterfly. So that's why I'm doing more of the purple butterflies. On Facebook, we have to use the purple heart because there is no purple butterfly. So we do use the purple heart. And I think I want some, yeah, more up in there. Okay. All right. Get some more down in this corner too. Did anything drop? Yep, I saw a few things go in there. Okay. All right. Now we'll get to mixing up our resin color. And I think what I want to do is like half and half. So half purple, half white, and then mix my clear in between is what I think I want to do with this. And hopefully it'll come out really good. So let's get some sticks. And get to mixing. And I'm gonna take the one with just a little less in it and do it for the white. And with the HTV Runt, it does have a tight bottle. So what you have to do is take the bottle and squeeze it completely and just let it drop. And then do it again, squeeze and let it drop. And that's how you do your pigment paste from HTV Runt. I don't know if there's any others out there with that type of bottle, but that's what I have to do for that one. So I did make a complaint about that bottle to HTV Runt as well, because it's really hard for somebody like me that has trouble with their hands. So it's really hard to squeeze. And you don't get a consistent flow of the pigment paste out of it either. But otherwise, I do love it. The pigment paste is pretty good. And that's what I want. I don't want it like super opaque. I do want it have some translucency to it. So see, that's just what two drops did. 2 drops and some squiggles. All right, got that mixed up. Now our purple. How many of you are familiar with lupus? Are you aware what lupus is? If not, lupus is an autoimmune disease in which your good cells are being attacked by bad cells. So the bad cells are confused and they are attacking those good cells. So that's the best way to explain it. So like for me, I was diagnosed with lupus in 2009. And how I got my diagnosis is the week that I got the diagnosis, I was having trouble breathing. I was working and I had to go upstairs multiple times a day. And I was like super struggling, and my chest was hurting, my back was hurting. And so I had called out of work on Thursday, I believe it was Thursday and a Friday, if I remember correctly. And that Friday, I said I couldn't take it anymore. I just had to go to the hospital, to the ER to see what was wrong. And come to find out, Well, they didn't find it right away. It took them over a week. I was in the hospital for two weeks. It took them over a week to figure out that it was lupus that caused blood clots in both lungs. And so my lungs collapsed completely. And the doctor told me, had I waited even another day, I probably wouldn't have made it, because I had no air getting into my lungs at all. Both had collapsed. So um, the rheumatologist for the hospital came into the room. Actually, no, he didn't. It was the doctor that was treating me in the hospital. He came into the room, and this was a day before I was dismissed from the hospital. And he said, well, we found out you have lupus. Have you ever heard of lupus? And I was like, I heard of it, but not quite sure what it is. And so, because I have a cousin that has it, and I knew that she was having issues with her kidneys and everything with it. So, he at that point said, well, we'll have a rheumatologist come and speak to you. Well, the rheumatologist came like a couple of hours later, and all he did was, you have lupus and I'll need to see you at my office. That's all he said. And I'm like, okay. So he left me with a card to call his office. And so we made an appointment for me to get in, but they couldn't get me in until like, I believe it was 2 months later. So in the meantime, they put me on a medication by the name of it was two medications actually, prednisone and Plaquenil. And I was having issues with one of them, didn't know which one it was. So I stopped taking one of them, which was the prednisone, because it was a steroid. Stopped taking that one first. And I was still itching. So that ruled out that it was the Plaquenil that was causing the issue. So then we put me back on the prednisone, and then we found out that I was severely allergic to prednisone. So that was the one that was causing me so many issues. And what I did was just drop two tips full of the purple mica powder into that pigment paste. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you guys that. So here I am, allergic to both of the main treatments that they have for lupus at the time, because they didn't have a medication that was dedicated to lupus in 2009. So what do I do? So I end up going to a major medical hospital in Gainesville. It's actually the College UF. It's the school, the hospital for the school. And at that time, they were the head of rheumatology in the state of Florida. So he found me a medication that I could be on. And that medication worked really well. It was actually a malaria medicine, but it helped my lupus quite a bit. So much that it put me into remission. I was in remission for about 5 years. And then all of a sudden, I get the news from my pharmacy that they can no longer make the capsules for me because they are no longer able to get the powder in the United States. That was in 2019. And so from there, my health has again been spiraling down. And with insurance, you have to rule out all medications. And I am slowly but surely ruling out everything. I am unable to take anything that they have been throwing at me lately. Um, it either gives me an allergic reaction or a side effect that is just not good for my body. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, but that's what's going on with me with the lupus. Now, this year I also was diagnosed with lupus nephritis, and that too is because the medication that I'm on isn't helping me. So, and lupus nephritis is lupus involvement in the kidneys. So my kidneys are now affected by the lupus. And so it's been, just trial and error with things. They finally have medicine that is formulated for lupus. So hopefully in August, my rheumatologist will be able to get me onto it. And hopefully my insurance doesn't play games and rule, say that I can't have it because of the cost. It is very expensive medication, but it was the first medication approved for lupus only, for a lupus treatment, and that's Benlysta. So I'm hoping, and praying that I get that medication and be able to try that, and hopefully it will help me. I'm hoping. It's tough, guys. So I have always looked at it as it's not a death sentence for me. I don't look at it as a death sentence. It's just another stepping stone, that I have to go through. But it has caused some major, major, major issues in my life. I have osteoarthritis in my hips. I have degenerative disc disease in my back. So that actually, I was unable to walk for about 3.5 months in the year of 2001. So that put me out of a job, and disability is taking their sweet time with approving the disability. And now, just got other things added on to it as well. So, which reminds me, I do need to call and let them know about the lupus nephritis. That's even more that I have to deal with. So it's definitely been a challenge. It has not been fun at all. And so I had the opportunity to lead a support group for lupus for the Lupus Foundation of America. And I said, yep, definitely, I want to do it. And so that was in 2021 as well. 2020, actually, into 2021. And so I've been doing it since that time. And now I have taken on a actual in-person group as well. So I have both a virtual and an in-person group. So I lead 2 support groups, and I love it. I love being able to meet people face to face and hear about their stories and how they came about. And it's just crazy how young people are affected. I was 28, gonna be 29 when I was diagnosed. We did find out that I have probably had lupus all of my life, because of the symptoms and things that I had that came and left, that I went through. Like, I was in band in high school and my back gave out on me while I was on the field practicing. And so I had to my mom had to come get me, and I had to ride in the car. I remember this ride in the car with my knees in the back seat on my knees because I couldn't do anything else. Like I couldn't sit down. And I'm back to that situation today, even because I can't really sit down for long. Like doing these videos, it takes a lot out of me. Like I have to ensure that once I stop filming, I'm laying right back down so that I'm not in too much major pain. Otherwise, it's going to be a couple of days where I can't function. So that's what I have to do when after I film the videos, I have to lay down and then, rest for a little while. It does take my energy too, especially being under this ring light. This ring light drains me quite a bit. And will hear that we are allergic to the sun. People with lupus are allergic to the sun, and we truly are. The sun does the same thing to us. It drains us, and when I say drain, it truly takes a lot out of us. Now, there are different types of lupus. There is lupus, discoid lupus, which is lupus of the skin. And if you ever heard of Trick Daddy, the rapper Trick Daddy, he has discoid lupus. Toni Braxton, the R&B singer, she has systemic lupus, which is the same that I have, SLE. So she too has kidney involvement now and trying to deal with that. So that's why what happened with her career too, she's having to take so many breaks and things because she can't handle, things like she used to. Nick Cannon also has SLE lupus, and I love Nick Cannon. He does get involved in the walks that we have, fundraisers, the fundraising walks. He gets involved in those in the state of New York, and he walks for fundraising and things like that. He too has systemic lupus. So there's celebrities that has this. What's her name? Oh my goodness. I can't think of her name. It's another young one that has it too. So yeah, it's not uncommon these days. There's over 100,000 people in Florida living with lupus alone. It's over 500,000 in the world, in the U.S. Yeah, that's living with it in the U.S. So it's not uncommon. More and more people are being diagnosed. Um, I hate that people that are older than us that dealt with lupus had to die because they didn't know what lupus was at the time for them. So a lot of people die, and you don't die necessarily from lupus. You die from things like heart failure and, the kidney disease and things like that. That's what kills you. And they treat each of our diagnoses individually. So if it's something dealing with your kidneys, you're going to be seeing, the nephrologist so that they can take care of you regarding the kidney disease. And if it's something involving your heart, you're going to go to the cardiologist. And then if it's something involving your eyes, you're going to be seeing the ophthalmologist. And we have to see the dermatologist. And I mean, all these ologists that we have. So, so this disease is crazy. And it costs, on average, $50,000 to manage lupus per year. So that's on average. So it's not a cheap disease either. And it's like I was just saying with all the different ologists that we have. So it's definitely something that if you know someone with lupus, definitely encourage them and let them know that you support them, because they need all of the support they can get. And we try not to complain. A lot of us try not to complain. A lot of us try to still be supermen and women. But it's tough. It's tough to deal with. And you're in pain on a daily basis. There's not a day that goes by for most of us, unless we're in remission of some sort, that something on our body is not hurting. So, all right, guys. So what I am going to do is I am going to mix up probably another, I would say, 3 ounces of resin to top this off, and then do that set of X's and O's. And then I will be back. I will also let it sit for about an hour, and then I will stick it on the heat mat and let it finish curing for about an hour and a half. And then we'll be back to you once it's cured. See you shortly. Hey guys, I am back. And unfortunately, I was just talking to myself for the last about 10 minutes, and I get up and realize that I hadn't recorded anything. So I do apologize. I have unmolded the tic-tac-toe board, and look at it, guys. It is so beautiful. I love it. I love it. So beautiful. And I love how the hearts and butterflies are just sporadically placed in there, no rhyme or reason. And I did a marble technique. There are some surface holes, some minute surface holes that I will have to fill in. And then one big hole that came out on this corner that I will have to fill. So otherwise, it's pretty good. Came out pretty good. And here are the X's and O's. My favorite X are these 2 X's. And then all of the O's pretty much came out the same. What I was saying is I started with the purple, and with the O's, I guess the other colors didn't, I didn't get those down deep enough. I tried not to mess with them too much because I didn't want the colors to muddle. I wanted them to all be seen, but that didn't pretty much happen. It's just all purple on the O's, all the purple. But I do like the hearts and butterflies just sporadically placed throughout those. And so also what I did is I did do a special spot as the free spot, and it's this butterfly pendant, and I want you guys to tell me what you think, if you like that or not. It is a different height, but I figure it would stay in the board, whatever piece they want to be free space. So it would stay in that spot, and it fits perfectly there. All I would need to do, this is from a pendant mold, so I would just need to close up the hole. And I have to go over these other pieces anyway because of the little holes that are on all of them. I don't know why that came out that way. Is it just from the micro bubbles that was in the resin, or is it something with the mold? I'm not quite sure. So I do have to do a top layer on that. So I have to make 2 of these larger boards. So let me know on that free space what you think, if I should do it in the butterflies, or if I should make an extra X for one board and an extra O for the next board, or I could do the lupus awareness ribbon, or the awareness ribbon pendant. It would be this one because that's the one that's that would fit. I do have another mold in the awareness ribbon. It has a thicker ribbon, but it is, let me see, can I get it here? It's a thicker ribbon, but it is a, let me see, is this the one that has it? Yes, okay. But it's shorter mold, shorter ribbon. It's thicker, but it's shorter, smaller. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think would be best. This one, the pendant, or the butterfly, or one of the letters, the X or the O. So let me know on that. And then I also did a small board as well. And it's the same marbling, but these X's and O's I had done the other day with the butterflies. So they are just plain. And oops, that one is backwards. And I was short in resin 1O. So I have to make 1O to go with this board. And then I'm thinking of using these as like my parting gift, my take home gift. But I would have to do 20 of these. So 20 plus, actually, not 20, it's 20 plus. So I will see where I get with the boards, because I do have to do 2 sets of dominoes as well, in order to complete what I want to do for those. So we'll see. Hopefully, I know for sure the next tic-tac-toe board and the dominoes are the priority, and then we'll see where I can get with the boards. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think about, like I said, the butterfly or the awareness ribbon as the free space on the bigger boards. And let me know, do you think I can get the, let's just say 25 small boards done in the comments before, I want them done before Thursday. That would give them time, at least a day in between, to cure enough so that they wouldn't be sticky to each other. So do you think I can get that done? So that's it for me, guys. A big hug to all of my subscribers, whether you're new or original. I really appreciate you. And I am looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Now, it will more than likely be Friday again before I upload, but I am going to strive for Thursday, but I do have another doctor's appointment on Wednesday this week. So those doctor's appointments take a lot out of me. So I definitely will do my best to shoot for Thursday, but just so you guys are aware, it may be Friday before it's uploaded. So I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, and I also explained that the next tic-tac-toe board is going to have the iridescent butterflies and the purple awareness ribbon glitter in that. And both of those are from Glitter Hippo. And everything that I use today will be linked in the description if it is available. So I do thank you guys for joining me, and hugs and love. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.